Welcome to AIGP News. I'm Steve Sanders. In this week's top story, thousands gathered for the funeral of little Christina Taylor Greene this week. It is said to be the largest funeral for anyone who only lived 9 years. Little Christina Taylor Greene was born September 11, 2001 and was killed during the Arizona shooting tragedy. She also reportedly only had one leg, one eye, and went by the name of Lucky. According to historians, any political cooling that happens right now won't last. And Democrats and Republicans will continue to fight and not get anything done. Wow, they're psychic. Though President Obama has asked for civility during this time, and it seems to be working, if only it was that easy to get civility during any other time. Some are questioning whether President Obama's Arizona shooting memorial was actually a pep rally. They say having cheerleaders and a mascot there was a dead giveaway. Texas U.S. Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison is said to be retiring after her term is up next year. This is sad news to Texas, where they will have to find a new cowgirl to be in the Senate. Mrs. Hutchison has fought against liberal laws many times and has fought for the conservative way and held her position for over 2 decades. Texas is now looking forward to finding another cheerleader to play in the Conservative Party. Seniors may have to pay for Medicare home health visits out of their pocket if a new law in Congress passes. This is bad news for seniors who may not be able to afford the cat food they eat. This law, though, is yet to pass for Congress, but has been recommended by Medicare. Congress, though, is sure to pass this law, as they pass most things that screw seniors. Puerto Rico is looking to protect the new coral reefs they found. They reportedly found these coral reefs under their couch. These new coral reefs have been discovered as more and more of Puerto Rico have slid off in landslides and other catastrophes. We asked one Puerto Rican about it. He said they were amazing and then asked us for an American dollar. NFL legend Lawrence Taylor pled guilty to charges of misconduct and patronizing a 16-year-old prostitute, which comes as no surprise because everyone knows Taylor likes them young. Taylor pled guilty to these charges, but is facing no jail time, only a fine, but he will have to register as a sex offender, which in short is a slap on the wrist. Brett Favre's sister is out of jail this week after being arrested for meth charges. So the brother's a perv and the sister's a drug addict. Isn't that a great family? His sister was arrested this week during a meth bust, though she said she was only at the house to visit a friend and only doing meth for fun. Intel's outlook looked strong this week, which eased consumers who were worried about their small part in the smartphone and tablet boom. Intel isn't worried though. They said they have the market cornered on the new tech craze, Snuggies with coolers in them. Jobless claims hit a 10-week high this week. Didn't I just report last week that jobless claims were down? I wish the news would make up their mind. Producers' costs have also went up this week, bringing strong headwinds to the recovery effort. Federal Reserve Chairman Bernanke said he was not worried though, and was going to continue to print money. Home foreclosures topped 1 million in 2010, making banks party and people buy boxes. These foreclosures, though, have slowed in recent months, with people wondering the legality of the foreclosure process. Banks said they are not worried home foreclosures will not slow down, but will instead speed up to try to keep up with the Roadrunner. 482 people died this week in flood deaths in Brazil, which is sad news to anyone who knows where Brazil is. These deaths came as a flood caused landslides and tidal waves in Brazil this week, For those wondering, Brazil is in South America, right next to Georgia. A female employee was fired from McDonald's this week for letting Adrian Peterson use the restroom. Apparently, the worst thing you can do as an employee at McDonald's is allow someone to pee. The employee reportedly let Adrian Peterson use the restroom after the dining room had already closed, and was fired for it. Meaning that McDonald's will not allow special treatment for minor celebrities, unlike everywhere else. The Tunisian president fled the country this week. His plans now involve coming to America and doing what most former presidents do in America, work at Walmart. The Prime Minister of Tunisia, though, has taken over the presidency and vows to end protests. He vows to end them by bringing in more jobs and raising the minimum wage rate to 50 cents an hour. A teacher in Wisconsin has found a 340-year-old Bible this week. Though she thinks it seems odd that the Bible seems to disagree with everything Pat Robertson has said. This Bible she actually found 2 years ago in a vault in the school in which she teaches. They sent this Bible to studying, and now they've come back and said it is 340 years old. Though the people studying it have said that it took them shorter time to examine it than it does for Congress to pass a law in the United States. Jeopardy, for the first time, is allowing a computer to compete in an esteemed challenge. Now we go to our own Lieutenant Squiggles, who is with the computer, to tell us more about it. Lieutenant, are you there?
Hey there, critic! What's up?
Lieutenant, what can you tell us more about the computer that's going to appear on Jeopardy?
Well, critic, it's an IBM.
So, Lieutenant, what does that mean?
Well, critic, that means it might not work most of the time, but it's really expensive to buy, and you ain't gonna get no warranty either. It's gonna be, here you go, get it to work by yourself. It's gonna break down, they're gonna have to bring the tech support out, you're gonna wait online for a half hour before you actually get a hold of anybody, and then they're gonna try to walk you through the process, and you're not gonna know a thing about it, and it's just gonna end up a godforsaken mess.
Lieutenant, is there anything special about this computer?
It has over 25 querobytes of RAM.
What exactly is a querobyte?
It makes the computer homosexual, so it can compete with the other smart homosexual players and completely win the game.
Now, Lieutenant, what former contestants are going to go up against this computer?
Well, there's Ken Jennings, that really smart Jeopardy guy that seems to have no life outside of Jeopardy. He knows all kinds of useless information that will probably never come into effect ever again. And a guy with a beard.
Well, that explains what the querobytes.
Yes, it does, critic.
Now, Lieutenant, what is this computer doing to prepare itself to be on Jeopardy?
Well, critic, it's using acne cream to get its acne under control, and it's trying to get those new glasses made from plastic to make its glasses look thinner, and it's planning on wearing black, so it looks slim.
I meant, what's it studying to compete?
Well, critic, it's playing a lot of World of Warcraft. It's gotten up to the point where you go and fight the dragons, and then go through the dark portal, I think. It's like around level 65.
Well, Lieutenant, what kind of books is it reading?
Well, I see it studying Dungeons and Dragons.
How is it planning to keep up with Ken Jennings and Guy with Beard?
Well, it plans to become the king of geeks, so it has the power to completely destroy them and erase Ken Jennings and the guy with the beard from history.
Thank you, Lieutenant. That was very informative. Lieutenant Squiggles, everyone. Now for celebrity news. It has been announced that David Duchovny's new show, Californication, will be picked up for a 5th season. This is good news to the 2 people who know the show exists. In this show, David Duchovny plays, well, himself, and he supposedly goes around with a female redhead FBI agent to search for aliens. Oh wait, that's the X-Files. I have no idea what Californication is about. Marvel Studios has given us a first look at what the new Captain America will look like in his new movie. Let's take a look. I got puppy dog eyes. The Office will reportedly not end with Steve Carell leaving. This is sad news to anyone wishing that show would just die. 50 Cent may have violated the law this week by tweeting to his followers to buy stock in a company he owns, proving once again why he has street cred. H&H Imports, the company, which was reportedly tweeted about, stock rose from 10 cents to 40 cents, which is over 300% increase. The SEC is investigating whether 50 Cent manipulated the stock market to raise the price of his company. If 50 Cent is convicted of these crimes, he faces time in a white-collar prison, where he'll have to face such daunting tasks as going to saunas, having massages, and playing tennis. Oh, the humanity. Debbie Gibson has said that Justin Bieber is getting too much too soon. Now, if Justin Bieber realizes who Debbie Gibson is, this might mean something. Oprah's new network is reportedly all about Oprah, which should come as no surprise considering the network is owned by Oprah's production company, Harpo, which is just Oprah spelled backwards. Alicia Silverstone is pregnant, which is good news to her because now she will have something else to focus on besides her failed career. Hugh Hefner's ex-girlfriend has said he can do better, while his ex-wife has said that she hopes his new marriage won't affect her alimony. Gwen Stefani is the new spokesman for L'Oreal, which is good news for Stefani and bad news for L'Oreal, because let's face facts, what was the last thing you've seen Gwen Stefani in that made any money? Touched by an Angel star John Dye died this week at the age of 47. You may remember him as the angel who liked to touch people on their butt. CBS has said it has high concern for Charlie Sheen's action. To deal with this concern, they will reportedly offer Charlie Sheen more money and give him more time off. Charlie Sheen is the star of the very lucrative show 2.5 Men, where he plays himself, only with a different last name. Oprah has reportedly hooked up with Chaz Bono, making her friend Gail very jealous. The Oprah Network reportedly picked up the Chaz Bono's reality show, Making Chaz, which will reportedly show his sex change operation and everything else you never wanted to see Chaz Bono in. Now here's Cooking with Socky the Sock Puppet. Hello, I'm Socky the Sock Puppet, and welcome to Cooking with Socky the Sock Puppet. Today we're going to be making French toast. Now first thing you want to do with French toast is you got to get some eggs in a bowl. Take your eggs, and you want to break one and crack it in the bowl. Just like that. Now you want to whisk the eggs with your fork, just like that, till it's a nice smooth consistency. Now you want to take your bread, and you want to dip it in the eggs. Turn it over. You want to turn it over like that, so both sides get coated with the eggs. Now once you have that done, you want to spray down your pan with some Pam to keep it all from sticking. Like so. Now turn your oven on to a medium to low heat, and get ready to put the toast in the pan. Now you want to stick your piece of bread in the pan. Like so. Now I like to add a little cinnamon to my toast. You don't have to add cinnamon to your toast. You can add what you want. You want salt, pepper, paprika, it doesn't matter. You can add whatever. Now we wait for it to cook on one side, and then we'll turn it so it can cook on the other side. It takes a few minutes. While you're waiting, you can clean up the kitchen. Okay, now the toast is ready to flip. Now you flip it, you let it cook on the other side for a few minutes till it gets brown, and you have beautiful French toast. Now back to Steve Sanders in the studio. Thank you, Socky. That was very informative. Now here's sports news. Lombardi Award winner Nick Fairley is reportedly joining the NFL draft, which should come as no surprise because most people who have a good college junior year skip their senior year and join the draft. Fairley is looking to go fairly high in the draft, where he will reportedly not make first string, play 2 or 3 disappointing seasons at second string, and then go on to sell used cars. The Denver Broncos have hired John Fox as their new head coach. John Fox, who coached the Carolina Panthers to a .500 record, is looking forward to coaching for the Denver Broncos, who haven't reached .500 since John Elway retired. Jim Thome has reportedly signed a 1-year agreement with the Minnesota Twins, which may or may not be good news for Minnesota. The Browns have hired Pat Schumer as their new head coach. Schumer is looking forward to starting anew with the Browns, where he might be able to take the Browns to their long-awaited goal of having a winning season. United States Postal Service has reportedly spent $31.9 million funding Lance Armstrong during his cycling career, which explains why stamp prices keep going up. Former Michigan coach Rich Rodriguez apparently donated over 12 bags of items to a Detroit Salvation Army store. This is reportedly the most he has ever given to Michigan. Now here are this week's football scores. That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Steve Sanders, signing off.